All right, folks, so hopefully, this is Ms. Tejas, by the way. Hopefully by now you're pretty familiar with your reference materials. And I know that while you've been practicing the last couple of weeks with converting measurement units, you've been using this to help you out. You will always actually have this available to you. Now, I know that also some of you may be familiar with the big G. That helps out when it comes to volume and capacity, because there aren't, like, gallons aren't necessarily shown on your reference sheet in relation to like pints and cups and ounces and things like that. So the big G is a little story that you may have heard, but I'm going to tell it my way, which is probably going to give you some secondhand embarrassment, but you're going to remember it. So the big G is a kingdom that's in a galaxy far, far away. In the big G, there are 4 queens. So inside of the big G, we have 4 queens here. The 4 queens enjoyed each other's company and would play tennis often. But the 4 queens all continue to have the same problem. While they played tennis, they would have to stop playing to take a restroom break. They constantly had to pee-pee. So you got 4 queens here. Each of them has to constantly go pee-pee. There are 4 queens. They each have 2 P's to help us remember that they always had to pee-pee. So finally, a small prince solved their problem. He noticed something before the tennis practices. The prince told the 4 queens, all 4 of you have to constantly pee-pee because you drink too much Coca-Cola. So each of the 4 queens have to pee-pee, and that pee-pee is instigated by drinking too much Coca-Cola. So there are 4 queens, each had 2 pee-pee. So there's 4 quarts in a gallon. There are 2 pints in a quart, and there are 2 cups in a pint. So in 1 quart, we would have a total of 4 cups and 2 pints. So if you can draw out the big G, which is pretty easy to draw, then you can remember the connection between cups, pints, quarts, and gallons a little bit easier than the reference materials give you. So we're going to do a couple of practice problems. There's a rhyme that I help that helps me remember. So big to small, multiply all. When we're talking about big and small, we're talking about units of measure. So for example, how many inches are in 9 feet? The information we have is in feet. We're looking at 9 feet, right? So we have 9 feet, and I know that feet are bigger than inches. So feet are larger than inches. So we start with a unit that's big. So feet are bigger than inches. So we're going big to small, multiply all. So big to small, multiply all, we got to find the connection. And our reference materials tell us that. Our reference materials tell us that 1 foot is equal to 12 inches. So I got 1 foot is equal to 12 inches. So 1 foot times 12 inches in that foot is going to be 12. 2 feet times 12 inches in 1 foot equals 24. 3 feet times 12 inches in each foot is 36. So 9 feet times 12 inches in each one of those 9 feet is going to get us 108. So we're going big to small, we're going to multiply. That's going to be your rule for your table. Now, we have another situation where big to small, multiply all. How many cups are in 12 quarts? The information we have is in quarts. Quarts are bigger. They're bigger than cups. So big to small, we're going from a big unit of measure to a small unit of measure. So we're going to multiply. But the reference materials only give us clues in this situation. There is no direct connection between quarts and cups on your reference material sheet. This is where the big G is going to come in handy. So you could definitely draw it out. Like I said, there's no connection on your reference materials, no direct connection. You could draw it out. 1 quart is equal to 2 pints, in each of those 2 pints is equal to 2 cups. So we got 2 cups and 2 cups. So total, there would be 4 cups in the 1 quart. So there'd be a total of 4 cups in that 1 quart. So you have 12 times the 4 cups in each quart. That's going to get us a total of 48 cups. You could use the big G to help you out. You know that in 1 quart, there's going to be 4 C's for Coca-Cola. So that's going to help you do 1 quart times 4 cups is 4, and 12 quarts times 4 cups is going to be 48. Now, oops. Big to small multiply all. Now we're going to go small to big divide the pig. So 8,000 pounds is equal to how many tons? Well, we have the number of pounds. We know 8,000 pounds. Pounds are smaller than tons. So we're going small to big, divide the pig. So we're going to divide by whatever information the reference sheet is going to give us. So you have 2,000 pounds. That means 8,000 pounds is going to be separated into groups of 2,000. And you want to see how many tons, because that would equal 1 ton. Yeah, my handwriting's real bad on the screen. So you know that that means you're going to divide. So we have a tens trick. Remember, you know a tens trick that'll help you out, and you know fact families. So 2 divided by 2,000 pounds divided by 2,000 pounds gets you a ton. 4,000 pounds divided by 2,000 pounds in each ton gets you 2. 6,000 divided by 2,000 is 3. 8,000 divided by 2,000 is 4. So, small to big, divide that pig. Let's do another one. So, how many yards are equal to 45 feet? We have the number of feet. That's what we have. We know that feet are smaller than yards. All right. So our reference materials tell us that 1 yard equals 3 feet. So that means we have 45 feet divided by 3 feet in each yard. So we have 45 divided by 3. That's going to equal 15. So you can use a table to help you out with that, or you can just use straight up computation. You know that you can make one group of 3 out of 4. You get 1. 5 is 15. And that's going to be, oops, that was bad. That's going to be 1, 1, and 5, 15, 0. So that means 45 feet is equal to 15 yards. Let's do a little bit of practice, just a couple more. So here's some information to help you out. So 24 pounds is equal to blank ounces. Well, let's see. 24 pounds, so pounds and ounces. I know 1 pound is 16 ounces. All right, so that means 1 pound equals 16 ounces. So 1 pound equals 16 ounces. That means that that's going to be my rule. That's going to help me out. Well, pounds are bigger than ounces. So we're going big to small. We're going to multiply all. So that means that I would have 1 pound times 16 ounces will get me 16. 2 pounds times 16 ounces will get me whatever. 3 pounds by 16 ounces will get me whatever. But in this situation, I have 24 pounds times 16 ounces in each pound. So 24 times 16. So 6 times 4 is 24. And then 6 times 2 is 12, plus 2 more is 14. That's gone. 1 times 4 is 4. 1 times 2 is 2. You add up your two partial products. You get 384. So that means that 24 pounds is equal to 384 ounces. We'll do another one. So you have 8 miles is equal to blank yards. Well, if I go back to my reference page, I know 1 mile is equal to 1,760 yards. So 1,760. So 1 mile equals 1,760 yards. So miles are bigger than yards. Those are smaller. We're going big to small, multiply all. So that's going to be your rule. So 1 mile times 1,760 equals 1,760. That would be your table, right? So if we had 8 miles times 1,760, that's going to help us figure out how many yards 8 miles is equal to. So I got 1,760 times 8. 8 times 0 is 0. 8 times 6 is 48. 7 times 8 is 56, plus 4 is 60. And then 8 times 1 is 8, plus 6, 14. Yeah, 14. Sorry, I had a brain fart. So we have 14,080 yards is equal to 8 miles. Let's try another one. 63 days equal to blank weeks. So I know that 1 week is equal to 63 days. Or, my bad. That's not what I meant to say. I know that 1 week is equal to 7 days. Come on, Jeanette. All right, so we have days and weeks. You got to label which one's bigger or smaller. Days are smaller, weeks are bigger. So we're going small to big, divide the pig. That means we would have 63 divided by 7. Well, I know my math facts. I know that 7 times 9 is 63. So there you go. If you wanted to make a table, 1 week times 7 would be 7 days, and this would be the inverse operation of it. But if we did 7 days divided by 7 days in a week, that'd get us 1. 14 days divided by 7 days in a week would get us 2 weeks. I think this is a bit easier, so whatever way works for you is perfectly fine. Last one. 8,000 centimeters is equal to how many meters? So I know centimeters are smaller than meters. So these are small, these are big. And you got to look at your reference materials to help you find that information. So centimeters and meters. So we know that 100 centimeters equals 1 meter. So 100 centimeters equals 1 meter. So I have 8,000 centimeters. So small to big, we're going to divide the pig. So that means we have 8,000 divided by, 100. Well, you can use a trick there. That's going to be 1,000 divided by 100. You could do 800 divided by 100 or 8 divided by 1, but it's going to get us 8. And then I have 1 extra 0, so I got 80 meters. All right, so I'm going to have some practice attached for y'all. Practice that and go ahead and take your exit ticket. Take your time and